Hello, welcome to Lil's Vintage World. Welcome to a book unhaul. So it wasn't too long ago that I did an unhauling of my shelves. These shelves in particular, they were just so messy and unruly, but guess what? I still want to get rid of some more books. But this time I am going to do things a little bit differently. So I'm still going to do 7 books of fiction, but I'm also going to do 7 books of non-fiction. I always find it really difficult to get rid of non-fiction because I feel like you're getting rid of knowledge. But when I look at the books that I read and I reread, rereading non-fiction just isn't something that I do very often. And I genuinely don't see the point in keeping books that I'm not going to reread. I just need the space. So I'm going to be harsh and I'm going to get rid of 7 fiction, 7 non-fiction. So yes, I hope you enjoy this video. Wish me luck doing it. And yeah, on to the Unhaul. So this is the main fiction shelf that I want to take 5 from. As you can see, it's very full up, and I also have books that are just sat on the bottom of another shelf that need to go on here that I've read recently and I want to put on here. But I don't have any space, so let's start with the front and see if I can get rid of any. These are my British Library Room Writers series. These are going absolutely nowhere because I love them so much. And there's quite a few that I'd like to reread quite soon as well, actually, because I do really like them. But then I have these ones that kind of surround it. Most of them are unread, but some are read. And I'm going to take them off to get to the books at the back. But yeah, we'll quickly go through them. So read this one, really enjoyed it, keeping that one. Haven't read either of these 2, but gonna keep. Haven't read any of these 4. Going to keep these because I want to read them. Haven't read these 2 either and want to keep those. And then I have here 3 books, 2 which I haven't read, 1 of which I have, and I'm going to get rid of this one and keep the other 2. So this is The Vintage Shop by Libby Page. Read it, enjoyed it. I'm going to pass this on to someone else to read and enjoy. Okay, it looks even more of a mess now, but let's take off my British Library. Okay, so these are the books at the back, and it does look quite messy, doesn't it? Oh dear. So I've got rid of 1, need to get rid of some more. Right, this one. Goose by Dawn Porter. I really wanted to read a Dawn Porter because I've heard good things, but the writing style just really wasn't for me at all. I tried to read it a couple of times and just, yeah, absolutely not for me. Barely got through it, so I'm going to pass this on to someone who hopefully will enjoy it more than I did. So this is number 2 to go. Number 3 going is Love Your Life by Sophie Kinsella. I read this recently and it just wasn't for me. It was okay, but the pacing for me was off. I really didn't like the main characters, and you know, you can see here my Sophie Kinsella little collection that I've got here. I just keep the ones that I love. I read everything that she does, but I just keep the ones that she loves. Even the Shopaholic series, you can see I've got Secret Dream World, Shopaholic Abroad, Ties a Knot and Sister, and that's all I've got. And Christmas Shopaholic there, because they're my favourites. And they're the ones that I read and reread. I just don't want to keep the ones that I'm not interested in doing that with. And yeah, I'm not going to read this again. So it can go to a friend who will read it and then they can pass it on if they wish. That's 3. Then getting rid of this one. This is The Jewels of Manhattan by Carmen Reed. I really disliked this book. It felt so silly and juvenile and just not good. Not me at all. So yeah, that can also go. That's 4. Oh, I'm doing well. What else have I got? All my Jane Costellos are staying. Christmas Wish is staying. I haven't finished the I Heart series. I'm currently on I Heart Hollywood, which is the second one. Sophie Kinsella is staying. I Heart New York, staying. Oh, this can go. This is The Vintage Summer Wedding by Jenny Oliver. I thought I might pick this up and read it again, but the more time I have away from it, the more time I just think, no, I don't want to pick it up again. I had this weird bit in between, which was about Britain's Got Talent, and I'm just like, no, I just wanted the vintage, the antique shop, the wedding bit. I didn't want the rest of it, so this can go to a friend who hopefully will enjoy. Right, that's 5. Maybe I could do all 7 just from the shelf, because I think that'd make a big difference, wouldn't it? Right, going is The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I really liked Beth O'Leary, as in the flat share that you can see over there. Loved it, but everything I've read since has just been okay. This one was one of them. I thought it was all right. Will I ever read it again? No. So it's going. And also going is this one, which has a really shiny cover. This is Corrupted by Emma Yoshida. I got this off Goodreads. Do you remember when you could like win a book off Goodreads for free? They'd send it you for free and you do a review. This was one of them. I really enjoyed the book at the time, but I will never read this again. And I've just kept it because it's got my name in it, but no, I'm not going to read it again, so it can go. And that makes 7. So well done me for doing 7. I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to quickly organise this and get it looking a bit better. Bear with. And there we go. So this is what the bookshelf looks like now. I still have plenty of these types of books that I need to read and to get to, but all the books that are at the front now are books that need to be read, so they're like right in front of my face rather than a mixture. I don't have any books that are on the floor waiting to go on this shelf anymore. They're all on here, which is great. And I've managed to get rid of my 7, so fabulous. Okay, now on to non-fiction getting rid of. My tripod won't come up this far, so I'm just going to have to hold it. So apologies for shaky camera-ness. So let's see if I can get rid of 7 non-fiction from these shelves. That should be easy enough. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll pull them off and then I'll say why. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and although they're 2, I'm going to count them as 1, 7. Okay, quick run through why they're going. High Society in the Regency Period, 1788 to 1830, by Venetia Murray. Liked it, enjoyed it, but am I going to read it again? No. That's the thing about non-fiction books. I don't read them again a lot. They have to be very special for me to read them more than once. So this will just sit on my shelf for years and years and years. But yeah, I liked it. It's just the writing isn't for me enough to then want to pick it up again. So that's going. I'm also going to part with Harriet Wilson's memoirs, The Greatest Courtesan of Her Age. This is actually memoirs written by Harriet's own hand. This was really good. It was really interesting. Definitely worth reading. But as I said, I've read it now. I need the space, you know, so yeah, difficult decisions have got to be made. In an ideal world, if I had loads of space, I probably would keep this, but I don't. So it's staying. It's going, rather. Staying. Oh dear. Belle by Paula Brime. This was really good. However, I love watching the film. This is the film cover. And to be honest, the film is as good as the book. There's as much in the film as there is in the book. And I've read the book once, watched the film so many times. I mean, I've probably watched the film about 6 times a year minimum. It's one of my favourites, so yeah, definitely well worth a read. This is the original portrait that the whole film is kind of based off. It's real, it's non-fiction. This is a biography of Belle, well, Dido Elizabeth Belle Lindsay. And fascinating read. Next to go is The Young Victoria by Alison Plowden. Alison Plowden is just one of those writers that I just don't gel with when it comes to non-fiction and biographies, and there's just so many books on Queen Victoria out there that I just don't need this one. I've got others. The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden, an absolute classic. This is beautiful. It's so lovely, but it just sits on my shelf. I've read it, I've got enjoyment from it, but as I said, I just let it sit on my shelf, and I don't need to do that. Let's pass it on. Then I have The Country Flowers of a Victorian Lady by Fanny Robson. This is also very beautiful. It's a lovely book. But again, I've read it, I've got my enjoyment from it, and now it just sits on my shelf, and I don't like that. And then last but not least, I have Stylemy Vintage Weddings and Tea Parties. I've put these as one because when I bought these kind of like as one, I guess, even though they are by different authors. So I bought these for my wedding. I got married in the summer of 2023 and I used them as inspiration for my wedding. I should say our wedding. Mine and my husband's, obviously, not just me. I didn't marry myself. Yeah, so our wedding was, I suppose, a vintage kind of 50s style garden party. We had really traditional in some aspects and then like vintage others, and it was lovely. It was perfect for us. And I use these books to help us as inspiration, but I have not looked through these books since because they've done their purpose. You know, their purpose was to help inspire me for our wedding, and they did. They've done that. Thank you very much, books. But now, just don't need them. So there we go. That is my 7-ish books that are going to find new homes. So there we go. I have got rid of non-fiction and fiction. Very proud of myself, very glad to have the space. I definitely still need to keep going with these, so I will be doing more of them. I know lots of you in the comments say that you enjoy them. Please do keep that coming in the comments, because I do keep thinking, should I keep doing the unhauls or should I just do them off camera? But I am going to do them, so if you want me to keep filming them, let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I shall see you soon for the next video. Bye for now.